Let's play Plead the Fifth with Orlando and the Freak Show on Wild 94.1. Hooked up by 1-800-ASK-GARY. Now, who's taking the stand?
Hi, it's me. So, getting ready to get it in with the guys in here asking their inappropriate questions.
That's the plan.
You got 3 of them coming from the room and 3 coming from you guys. I get 1 pass and 1 boomerang to send back to the room. Dobby is clockwise number 1.
I shall begin. Orlando.
Yes, you shall.
Oh, we had a whole long, pretty much day-long discussion about the woman that you met, Martin Luther King parade. And after that, we kind of just dropped it. I want to know, is there like an update? Have you guys seen each other? Did you decide to not pursue this? People want to know.
It's a good first question.
That's how I
Wow,
like to start
out the
off.
gate, really?
Yeah. You know.
Et tu, Brute? Really? Okay, so I posted up pictures from a birthday party dinner that I kind of crashed there with all of her friends and stuff. So I mean, we have seen each other. There hasn't been like a date or anything. I think somebody wrote under the Facebook thing, "We're all invested now. We're following. Don't think we ain't watching." And they were like, "Was this a date or mini date? Was it?" And it wasn't a date.
Did you guys arrive separately or together? Separately.
I arrived separately.
Right.
Like,
okay.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, together seems more date-ish.
Right.
Yeah, no,
right.
it wasn't. I got a chance to meet all her friends or whatever, but they were at a dinner for like hours before I even had pulled up. So I just kind of, like I said, I literally crashed it. And a bunch of people came through there. Like, it was just a party. It was like 30 people that was coming through there in and out. I was just one of many.
Okay.
But it wasn't a date.
All right.
And we have communicated or whatever. I just got the number like a couple of days ago. Like, she's like, "Hey, we keep talking on Instagram. Here's my number."
Same thing.
Or whatever.
I feel like we're not answering the question.
Right.
He
Not
just
at
keeps
all.
on talking about other stuff, and we're just waiting for it.
What's the answer? He asked, "Was it a date?" I said, "No." What? No.
I
what
was just
the question?
saying, like, if
You
this
said,
is
"What's the update?" And I'm like,
what's
that
the
was kind of
update?
open ended.
Is this something we're pursuing?
I mean, I'm not pursuing anything. I mean, I don't know the person. Like when y'all went off,
Yeah.
I didn't know her. Like, I mean, we had just met at the thing, so we hadn't even had a conversation. Y'all had a full-on broadcast on the air, and there was no conversation had yet.
Gotcha.
So, and I mean, and still it's like, I don't know what to say other than. Because y'all do know we don't necessarily do this. Like,
Right.
if this was somebody I was trying to holler at, this would ruin it. Just to
Yeah.
let you know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because this is why we kind of don't do this.
Yeah, it's hard to find people that can put up with what we do for a living.
Well, or just air them out. We've never aired anybody out on the air. And I'm like, when did we start doing this? So
I feel like I've been aired out a lot.
Yeah, I feel like we
since
air out
Anthony-
people all the time.
That's what we do for a living.
So, yeah, there's nothing going on. I mean, I got to meet some dope friends of hers,
That's
and
cool.
I got to meet her daughter at that dinner because everybody was sliding through. And I mean, definitely fine, and we'll see. But ain't nothing going on right now.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Good update.
All right, Orlando. So here's my question. I have the best interest in this show, as I do many other morning shows here in the building.
Okay.
I want to know your thoughts on technology and your show. Is there a point where you're going to want to live stream daily?
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
This is news.
I mean,
Because it's kind of coming up from the big dogs in the building. One of our shows were already streaming their whole 4 hours.
But they're like beta testing it to see how they like it.
They
I don't like it.
But it came up in conversation that if it goes well with them, we're going to move on to your side of the building. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, wow, this is a
Pressure.
thing. We have had that conversation. I think we're different because we play music. And it's hard to live stream somebody with music because publishing issues come into play. If we're like, I mean, anytime we have music up and we're having a conversation while the music's playing or whatever, and you have it in the background, that's a violation.
That's a strike.
That's so it's harder for us because the show that you're talking about is all talk.
Yeah.
And you control your own verbiage.
But it didn't used to be all talk. And what if they came to you and said, "Would you like to be all talk?"
Nah. Nah,
Yeah.
I mean, we
Okay.
play music. I mean, people like to move. I mean, a lot of the things and benchmarks that we do on this show are music related. I mean, even when we do karaoke and
Mhm.
crazy stuff where Meredith gets to bark at a few records and stuff, it's funny. And it's like we're a music based thing. So I don't know about live streaming the whole show because I just think we're a total show with a whole bunch of other moving parts. But we'll look at it if corporate wants to look at it. But we won't be changing the format of the show to fit a video package. We won't do that.
All right, guys, we're going live.
Yeah. In 3. Yeah. All right.
All right,
yeah.
Orlando, let's go back to you being single. All the ladies in the Bay Area want to know.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
This is you. This is only you.
I'm here for all the ladies. How can a single lady get your attention? What are you looking for, and what are you absolutely not looking for?
What am I looking for? I'm not looking. I'm looking for peace.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm choosing non-violence.
No drama.
I'm looking for peace. I'm looking for, somebody who is I'm looking for something that I don't need the title. I don't need a girlfriend. I don't need a fiance, boo, bae. I don't need a thing. I need somebody who is just I just would like. I'm trying to figure out how to word that because I don't want people to think I don't like
you're open for.
Now I'm open for it, but it's just it has to be right, and it has to be like my daughters and all that stuff. Like that's a part of me that I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm not out here just being reckless.
That's true.
But I'm also not out here trying to find because people who are searching and they find me. They're like, what are you looking for? Like you just asked, and that whole thing about a title, like a girlfriend or something. I don't need any names. I just want a person, somebody who you can trust, who's a rider, who's looking at your best interests or whatever, without all of the extra baggage on it. Like if I could find somebody I could just vibe with, I don't really need to label them or anything. It's just like, yo, you my person.
Okay.
And then that person can like breathe and not really get all into because the drama starts after that. Like I'm your fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And I should be I'm like, no, then I'm jumping
Run.
off something high.
Okay.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So that's just where I am right now. I went through a lot of drama before, so I'm just like still trying to get away from that.
Gotcha.
Nothing wrong with
You know
that.
what I mean?
No, I understand.
I'm taking my time there. But that don't mean I can't go out with folks or whatever and have a good time. I'm just not really, built for that right now.
Okay, Orlando, do you like big girls? Are you interested in dating a thicker girl? And what's the biggest you've gone?
Am I interested in big girls? Not really. Like, I have most of my women that are in my life are bigger,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, I don't have a preference, I guess, but I would say that the biggest that I've gone, we're talking about like senior year where I hooked up with a girl. I told y'all the whole backseat thing where it was just messy.
Okay.
So that
How
was
big was
she was
250?
She was
300.
yeah.
She's in the threes?
She was in the high twos.
What kind of car was it?
I had a Buick Riviera, and we was at the spot,
And the transmission was
and-
blown out.
Yeah, that was. I don't know if y'all remember the story where I was like, "Yo, I was back there going ham and thinking I was doing work, and she giggled, and I was like, yo, it kind of hurt my heart." And then I found out a little bit after some more giggling and whatever that I was like an inch and a half to the right of where I was supposed to be.
Oh my goodness.
And it was a fold that I was in. I was working. I was putting my best work into this fold action. And
That
then,
poor fold.
And then by the time I moved an inch and a half over and made it, this
That's
is where I'm
it.
supposed to be.
Okay.
And then she was like, "You so silly," but I was giving the best work to the thighs. So I didn't have much more to give. so it was very jarring for me, and I will always remember that. But
Was that your first time?
that was my first time with a big girl.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I thought I was there. I mean, between the sweat and the softness, it felt the same.
The fluffy?
Yeah. So yeah. Okay.
All right.
But I'm an equal opportunity. I'm a big dude, so I
Right.
just don't think me and another like big person seem to be good for any structures.
Okay.
What's going to happen with the building? I
I
don't
like,
understand.
some guy has some really good
Nothing.
shocks. Am I going to do the text
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
All right. God, Joe, I don't know what you could ask after that one. What you got?
All right, brother. I got so if you do all the hiring as the boss man. If you were gonna go start your own new show, and you can pick an all-star crew to go with you, even always going back to 98.7 for the morning show, the 10 o'clock slot, the Nut House slot, and the Joy the Franchise slot, who would be your pick?
If I was going to do another show, and then I would have to take all stars to make that show.
Yeah. So going back from 98.7 to now, who will be your lineup for the morning show, the Babs, the Nut House, and Joey Franchise slot?
Oh man, I mean, honestly, I think with what we got now is pretty fire. I mean, I definitely would, if I'm doing all stars, I definitely would bring back our man DJ Trauma, just because I just missed the homie, and and he was just mad talented. But as far as like, I mean, everybody who was here, like we've had so many people come through. It's like, so what's that band Menudo? Like,
Oh, yeah.
like
They keep switching out the
when they
members.
keep switching out the members, it's
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as far as like an all-star team, I mean, I'll take our team that we got now over anybody just because we put in the work, and the ratings show it. So I mean, the ratings have been higher now than they've ever been. So I definitely wouldn't change that. Midday, I still think like Babs has been killing it. Like the midday numbers are higher too. So I'm a numbers guy.
Mm-hmm.
And afternoons the same way. Nut House and Joy Franchise, man. I think we got the ones right now. But I mean, shout out to everybody who's been here because we wouldn't be here without everybody who came before us. So
Good stuff, brother.
I think that would be the ones we got now. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
All right, appreciate it, Joe. Let's see here what we got on the last question.
Out the 813, is there a career mistake that you felt like you did that maybe would have put you in a better position than you are today in your career?
Ooh, a career mistake. I've been lucky on like not making too many of them. I mean, I made a mistake. I made a mistake that could have, if it was done now, it probably could have ended my career because of the whole like Me Too stuff like that. I made a joke about somebody on the air, which I thought was an okay joke, but I was really just repeating it off TV, like something I had heard somebody say. And I won't say what I said, but I basically, I called somebody like a lipstick lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I thought, like, I meant because this person would always bring girls around us and stuff, and we'd be like, yo, like she was always surrounded by girls, and I loosely used that, but the person took it like, wow, you're putting me in an outed space or whatever, and I ended up outing them, not outing them, but just like it was really bad, and it ended up with HR, and it ended up with a CBS corporate. And then lawyers came down,
Wow.
and it was like I was in meetings for like a week, and I was sitting there like, yo, I'm about to lose my job, And me and the person are tight to this day, but it was just that conversation on the air that was just that fast. It wasn't even a conversation. It was just a comment. But that comment ended up being like crazy, and I almost got, I guarantee you if it happened now, it would have been any coming back from that.
Nope.
Because it's just not something that you do. And I thought about it. Even when I was sitting there, they were like, well, do you wish you didn't say it? I was like, absolutely, because I ain't never met y'all before. And I'm sitting down here with all the expensive lawyers just mad at me. And I'm like, so I know I messed up or whatever. But I ended up not getting gas. So, yeah, that was the mistake. Because you never get to – we don't have people who edit our conversations. We say it and we kind of hold each other accountable. And that made me – always now think about what I'm gonna say quickly because quickly can knock you out.
Yeah.
That was it. I guess we have. That's all of them.
That's it.
I didn't use a pass. I don't really have a boomerang. I think we're good.
That's okay. We're good.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, because the ones were pretty specific. So,
Yeah, they
I mean,
were
yeah.
kind of
So they're hard
to you.
hard to bounce back around. So, I mean, we'll knock it out. Plead the Fifth is a wrap.